Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
A little bit about my background. I started in the e-com space in 2006. I had just graduated from the Kelley School of Business, and I had already taken on some clients on the side doing tech consulting and graphic design. At the time, I was running a very early version of WordPress, and I would do WordPress deployments for different companies. And from there, I kept a stack of clients, and I ended up selling my own products on eBay. At the time, it was motorsports parts, and I did that for a number of years. Eventually, I got into the Amazon space in 2017, and I've been there ever since, along with Shopify. I'm on Shopify now, and I've been selling on both platforms ever since.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
I started a second and a third business alongside this one. I split this business off into separate businesses last year. One was for my government customers and clients, and that's the part that I am keeping. I do graphic design full-time for these clients. It's all custom, and I just don't have time to run both the first business I started and this second one. And then also, my husband and I are opening a commercial gym in April. So that would be 3 different businesses, and I just don't have time. So I'm selling my first one. I feel like it's the easiest to sell, growing my second, and then we're starting the third.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
Varies depending on whether I'm just maintaining or I'm growing it. The graphic design part, I am a graphic designer and I design all my own products. Sometimes I buy designs, but some of them I do myself. Although the busier I get, the more I just buy from other designers. A week looks like this for me. A lot of it is shipping. I spend a lot of time shipping and sending in inventory to Amazon, usually bi-weekly or bi-monthly, depending on the time of the year. Right now it's Q4, so I just got done sending in a lot of inventory these last several weeks. But right now, my day usually is a few minutes answering customer emails and maybe an hour of shipping, sometimes 2 in Q4. And then the rest of the time is adding new listings, maintaining listings I already have. A lot of it's very passive nowadays. I do have a large number of wholesale customers. I feel like that is where my focus has been lately. So I spend a lot of time working on those relationships and those orders on those platforms that are for my wholesale customers or my direct wholesale. There's a bit of customs work involved because my biggest wholesale customer is in Canada. On the days that I ship to them, like some of the shipments are pretty big, and it takes me quite a bit of time to pack those.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
If I kept the business, some ways that I would be growing is mostly in my wholesale. I just really like doing wholesale. I like the money. I have maybe 300 or so SKUs right now, and I was planning on barcoding them all at some point. Some of them are barcoded. Most of them are not. I've had requests from wholesalers to barcode my catalog. So I probably would do that. And then I have a catalog I keep for wholesale customers that I was going to develop a little bit more and obviously keep always adding listings and designs and grow that wholesale business. Like the wholesale's really grown a lot and it can grow a ton more. I have not attended a single trade show. I really don't spend any money on advertising or marketing for my wholesale or my retail. So that was another thing I wanted to focus on. I think the biggest thing I need to do for retail would be increasing my AOV on the website, average order value. If I can get my AOV up, I could probably spend some money marketing on social media ads more effectively. I have not even attempted to do that in several years. The ways I was going to increase my AOV was adding a couple more types of products. I added a couple types, but there's a lot of room for developing some new products using the designs I already have, and then adding those products or bundles to the website and to my other platforms I sell on, because I already have designs and I can just, add them to other types of products. So that was my focus on growing the business. There's some other wholesale platforms I was going to put my catalog on. There's one in particular that just announced they would be able to import the Shopify catalog, which was my holdup for listing with them because I have so many SKUs. It would take forever. So I would list with them and then attend some of the wholesale trade shows.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
The biggest risk for me, I feel right now, is the advent of AI art. And I do use AI in my art. I've been an early developer. I'm not going to say that I'm not, but also other people are using AI too. And for somebody who has graphic designs as an integral part of my product, it's easy for people to scrape listings now and copy the art. It's a constant game of whack-a-mole for sellers like me. The best way I've found to mitigate that risk, and I've done this for years now, is to have licensing agreements in place. And then my licensor protects the IP on Amazon and other platforms and deletes those listings and reports those listings for me. And that's been super helpful. And I would say continue doing licensing and adding licensing agreements.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I am fully prepared to help somebody transition this business. I can support you in several ways, anything from learning how to do an Amazon shipment, sending in inventory, how I pack my inventory, how I prep my inventory, how I do my shipping and the software I use offsite off Amazon, the design work, where to find designs, where to list these designs in products. I can do this for the weeks needed after the sale.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
I am not open to an earn-out payment structure.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
Why do I think this business is worth buying? Wow. I put my heart and soul into this. It has been a wild ride, will continue to be a wild ride. I really just feel like I've scratched the surface on what is possible with this business and this product. I wish I had 20 of me or some employees besides me and my husband. I've learned a ton. Gosh, I've been stalking some companies in this space and I had so many ideas. I'd love to see somebody finish it out. It's such a fun, rewarding business.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.